afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this very warm Thursday. We'll get to the weather in just a bit, but first, here's what's making news on this Thursday. George Floyd is memorialized in Minneapolis today with a eulogy from the Reverend Al Sharpton.
Peaceful protesters continue to gather in Madison and beyond. Our Jamie Perez has the latest.
And Madison firefighters are investigating after 2 people are dead following a house fire on the west side.
But first at 4, a memorial service is underway in Minneapolis for George Floyd.
The service follows a night of mostly peaceful protests around the country after new charges were brought against the former police officers connected to his death. Skylar Henry reports from Minneapolis.
Amazing grace.
Minneapolis took its first step towards healing as family, friends, and civil rights leaders paid tribute to George Floyd. The Reverend Al Sharpton eulogized Floyd, whose life was tragically cut short last week at the hands of police. Family members shared touching memories about the father of 2.
All these people came to see my brother, and that's amazing to me that he touched so many people's hearts.
When he would wrap his arms around you, you would just feel like, you were... everything could just go away.
Family attorney Ben Crump hopes Floyd's death can lead to change.
That pandemic of racism and discrimination that killed George Floyd.
The service here at North Central University in downtown Minneapolis is just the first of several services honoring George Floyd's life and legacy.
Floyd's death has touched off massive demonstrations nationwide and around the world, and has been a rallying cry for police reform from coast to coast.
If nothing changes after this protest, if it just dies down and quiets down, another man is going to be killed just the same way.
As mourners gathered at the site where he died, 3 of the 4 officers charged in connection with Floyd's death appeared in court for the first time. Floyd's family says the officers' arrests are only the first step towards justice, and that they will continue to call for their convictions.
That was Skylar Henry reporting. Following today's service, Floyd's body will be flown to North Carolina, where he was born, for a public viewing and a private family service on Saturday. There will be a large service Tuesday in Houston, where Floyd grew up. North Central University has now established a scholarship in Floyd's honor. Well, protests continue here in Madison.
Our Gabriella Becerra joins us now with what's planned for this evening. Gabby?
Mark and Susan, organizers organized a car caravan for the day 4 of the week of action for the movement of Black Lives. If you take a look, organizers say there's about 500 cars here and estimate thousands of people to have showed up today. Organizers say they want officers out of schools and clarified that they're not on the same page as officers, and the kneeling of local law enforcement that we saw yesterday with Chief Vic Wall and Sheriff Dave Mahoney as a performative act. Now, people keep returning. They tell us they're going to keep coming out here until they start to see actual change, and that day 4 or 5 of this isn't enough, so they'll keep returning. And again, Mark and Susan, we don't know exactly where this caravan will go. They haven't shared the route with us, but they will be going out on South Park Street, and we will continue to follow that for you as the day continues.
And we'll check back with you, Gabby, as needed. Thank you. Peaceful protests took over our nation's capital, both in the streets as well as in the halls of Congress. The Attorney General says at least 51 people have been arrested on federal charges as some violent actors have sought to hijack the nationwide demonstrations against the police-involved killing of George Floyd. For 8 minutes and 46 seconds, some lawmakers stood in silence or kneeled to honor the memory of George Floyd. Civil rights leader Congressman John Lewis and the Congressional Black Caucus are working on police reform laws in the wake of Mr. Floyd's death. Nikki Goodwin, one of the many demonstrators gathered near the White House, says this moment feels different.
This was it. I don't know why. I don't know why Eric Garner wasn't the one. I don't know why Rodney King wasn't the one. But this was the one.
There are some groups that don't have a particular ideology other than anarchy. There's some groups that want to bring about a civil war, the Boogaloo group. We are dealing with, as I say, a witch's brew of a lot of different extremist organizations.
The Attorney General says foreign actors from the left and the right may also be inciting passions. Meanwhile, the Justice Department is conducting its own parallel investigation into the death of George Floyd. Barr says his department will conduct meetings with community leaders around the country in the coming weeks to ensure George Floyd's death was, quote, not in vain.
Governor Tony Evers continues to push for criminal justice reform in response to the killing of George Floyd.
We must use this dark moment to begin to be an example for the rest of the nation. We must fix what we know is broken in our society.
Earlier this week, Governor Evers asked the state legislature to immediately pass Assembly Bill 1012 that would reform the state's use of force policies by emphasizing preservation of life and minimization of use of force. Governor Evers also said there was, quote, no empathy or humanity in George Floyd's death, but there must be empathy and humanity in our response to it.
A hearing is being held today to decide whether there is enough evidence against 3 white men in Georgia accused of killing a black man who was out on a run to proceed to trial. A warning, the language that was part of the testimony may be offensive to some viewers. A special agent for the Georgia Bureau of Investigation testified that one of the defenders used a racial slur after the killing of Ahmaud Arbery in February. Richard Dial laid out the case against the father and son, Greg and Travis McMichael, and William Roddy Bryan, who are accused of chasing down Arbery in their neighborhood, repeatedly boxing him in with their pickup trucks.
Mr. Bryan said that after the shooting took place, before police arrival, while Mr. Arbery was on the ground, that he heard Travis McMichael make the statement.
Crime charges could be filed in the case. None of the suspects appeared in court today because of the coronavirus outbreak. Let's head to the weather outside now. Beautiful day to be out on the lake. A beautiful summer day in Wisconsin, but we have some nighttime thunderstorms on the way. Chris Reese is in the backyard with more details on that. Hi, Chris.
Yeah, good afternoon, folks. That is indeed the case. It's one of those periods where you get warm and humid during the day, and then the thunderstorms form at night. The good news is the humidity's actually gone down as we've gone through the day. Crystal blue skies out here on the patio right now. No mosquitoes out here on the patio right now, so it feels good. Enjoy that sunshine if you have the opportunity to get outside today. Temperatures, they're up there. 86 in Madison right now. Janesville coming in at 90. 89 as you work your way over towards Boscobel. Even La Crosse coming in at 90. Then you get a nice cooler breeze as you work your way over towards Lake Michigan. But dew points have dropped throughout the day. Earlier today, we saw those dew points that were into the lower 60s. Now that drier air starting to work in, so we see those dew points into the lower 50s. So with that being said, earlier today, the humidity was borderline noticeable to bad hair day. Well, now things are coming down, so it's pretty comfortable as you head outside as we go through the rest of this afternoon. But we're still going to be watching Doppler very closely as we go through this evening. There's a chance for some showers and thunderstorms to develop leading into the overnight hours. We're watching that closely. In fact, the 3-day thunderstorm outlook hints at the possibility of some stronger storms throughout western parts of the state today. So, of course, we'll keep you guys up to date on that. I do want to mention one traffic issue that has shown up just past where the Beltline intersects with I-3990 there. There's some pavement buckling as you work your way in the eastbound direction. So that may cause some minor delays for you. Of course, the traffic is not a big deal at this time of the day yet, but we'll watch traffic closely as you work your way towards the main Beltline. So far, we don't see any big issues.
All right, Chris, thanks. We'll check back in just a little bit. More than 20,000 Wisconsinites have contracted COVID-19 since February. 627 people have died across the state, as state health officials announced 11 more deaths. The percent of positive cases went up slightly within the last 24 hours. After 3 months as a virtual ghost town, the Las Vegas Strip reopened for business today. The fountains at the Bellagio Casino came to life again for the first time in months, signaling America's gaming capital is back in business. Casino crews welcomed visitors as the Bellagio doors opened this morning. Crowds filled Fremont Street as some casinos resumed business at midnight. Visitors will notice some major changes.
You'll see a lot of social distancing. Tables will be 6 feet apart. Menus will be paper menus or will be sanitized between each and every use.
Gamblers will see cleaning crews on casino floors 24/7 sanitizing machines, dice, and common areas. Some gaming tables have plexiglass to separate gamblers, and everyone will have their temperature taken and be encouraged to wear a mask before entering.
Well, job cuts from the economic downturn continue. Some struggling businesses are laying off employees, but other workers are back on the job. The weak economy has companies letting go of workers across a variety of industries, from airplane maker Boeing to Chevron and IBM. Nearly 1.9 million people applied for unemployment benefits during the week ending on May 30th. According to the Labor Department, experts say they are encouraged to see a steady downward trend in claims since shutdowns caused by the coronavirus pandemic started in March.
That's great. We want to see those numbers taper off. However, there are still 21.5 million Americans currently receiving unemployment benefits. Those numbers have to start dropping for us to feel like we've reached the bottom of the labor market's crushing defeat by the pandemic virus.
Experts say it will take years for the economy to recover from the pandemic. Tomorrow, the Department of Labor will release the latest unemployment rate for the month. That news sent stocks generally lower. The Dow Industrials did manage a nearly 12-point gain, closing at 26,281. The NASDAQ lost 67, and the S&P 500 ended a 4-session winning streak. It fell 10.
Madison firefighters continue to investigate a deadly fire that happened early this morning.
Charlotte Deleste joins us now with more on that. Charlotte?
Mark and Susan, fire crews responded to a house on Seminole Highway just after 3 a.m. Firefighters say 2 people were able to get out and told crews 2 others were still trapped inside. Within 10 minutes, crews found the bodies of those 2 people. We're now hearing from neighbors who witnessed the fire.
The dog woke my wife up, and she looked out the window and seen it burning, and I ran down there, and the fire department was still setting up, and yeah, there wasn't much anybody could do.
The other occupants of the home took themselves to the hospital and are expected to be okay. The identities of the deceased have not yet been released, and investigators are still looking for the cause of that fire.
All right, Charlotte, thank you. For the first time in its more than 50-year history, Summerfest is canceled. The music festival was originally postponed to September, but now Milwaukee World Festival Inc. says due to the COVID-19, multiple levels of risk for fans, and the uncertainty about large gatherings, they are canceling Summerfest. It typically generates around $186 million. Now, if you've already purchased tickets and need a refund, we have a link to do that on channel3000.com. And campgrounds at the state parks throughout Wisconsin are reopening on Wednesday with special safety measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19. DNR officials say visitors will be able to check in automatically with a touchless system. Informational signs throughout the grounds will provide safety information for visitors. While restrooms will be open, many park facilities like towers, shelters, and nature centers will remain closed. You will need an annual park sticker and trail pass. Those can be purchased online. Well, still to come at 4, a local author has come up with a unique way to celebrate Pride Month.
She's produced a book and an upcoming video series. We'll find out what her inspiration is for all of this when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
Now I get to make a difference in people's lives the way that the nurses that took care of my grandma made a difference in her life.
Now is the time to change your life. Herzing University makes it possible without leaving home. Herzing offers dozens of online degrees in nursing, healthcare, IT, and business. Start studying online and take the first step toward a new career.
I'm an ICU nurse.
I'm possible at Herzing.
Lately, we found new ways to support and care for each other. And while every gesture counts, so too does every dollar. That's why American Family Insurance is returning $425 million to our customers. This includes a 10% savings for all current and new auto customers for the rest of the year. We hope this does your world some good and reminds you that supporting your dreams means the world to us. Contact your agent or go to amfam.com to learn about more ways to save.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. And if you haven't tried Plexiderm, we've created the best offer yet with our Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. Even the 11 lines between your eyes are visibly gone in minutes. Plexiderm works so well, makeup artists, celebrities in Hollywood, and even people across the country just like you look and feel years younger in minutes.
So I've had under eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. I have spent so much money on tons of eye creams, eye gels. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm, and I'm not joking. It works. When I do a collage and everything is done, it looks amazing. That is exactly how Plexiderm makes me feel. I put it on my face, and somehow, some way, I look together, which is amazing. I'm Jackie, and I took the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge, and so should you.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, seriously, I look 20 years younger than I did before. And that's so super important because my whole life is about health, fitness, feeling good, and looking good. And first chance I really got to look how I feel inside. Honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there. Like, the bags are gone.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shale rock. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under eye bags and wrinkles in minutes. So if under eye bags and wrinkles make you look tired and older, take action with the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. Try it today for only $14.95, plus get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Welcome back. Delta Airlines is extending social distancing on flights. The company says it will keep seating capacity in main cabins to 60% through September 30th. The move is in response, of course, to the pandemic. Delta says all middle seats will be shown as unavailable when you book a flight. The company will also block some aisle seats. Delta is also extending flight change waivers through June 30th. Well, it is already June, and that means it's Pride Month.
Lisa Kennecke is from Middleton, and she just released the book, Be an Exclusion Ally.
Inclusion.
Inclusion. What did I say?
Exclusion.
That would be the opposite. His book is the ABCs of LGBTQ. She's also producing a video series celebrating Pride. Lisa, welcome to Live at 4.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Mark. Hi, Susan. Thanks for having me.
So what was the inspiration for this?
Oh, what a great question. Middle school counselor, a student walking into my office as a 7th grader. Student was born female, said to me, Miss Kennecke, it's easier pretending to be a boy than it is to be gay in this town. And I started writing a weekly blog for resources for school counselors, and 26 weeks later, I have a book.
Wow. So these are other people's experiences or your own experiences?
Mostly my experiences because, Susan, they're really funny. And I can't make up what happened to me, but I do quote other famous people in there, and I give calendar ideas, and I'm happy to share stories. I think that'll be the next volume.
This is your first book ever. Were you a little intimidated at first?
Oh, I think that would be, yes. So very, very much so. And I have the best publisher in the world. Her name is Mary Helen Conroy. And my wife, Angela, has been super, super supportive. And yay for self-publishing, because that's just the fun thing about technology.
What do you mean when you say be an inclusion ally?
So and a lot of people ask that question. So I have my master's in counseling, and I have a diversity and inclusion certification from Cornell University. And in addition to just talking about the LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer questioning, and the plus, the inclusion is really talking about the plus in that. And you can see if you can see me, I have a Philly flag behind me right now. So it's including queer people of color. It's including people who are differently abled, people for whom English is not their first language. And even though I am a white privileged female who happens to be gay, I want to include everyone.
Do you think it's easier or harder now for kids growing up than when you were growing up?
I think it's easier in some respects, and it's more difficult in other respects. So I grew up in rural Wisconsin, just an hour north of Madison, and I didn't know that I could be gay until my sister told me I was 27 years old, and she said, "Lisa, you're gay." True story.
So yeah, there's a lot of stories like that.
Right, yeah. You know, Thanksgiving passed the carrot. So, but to answer your question, I think that the generation who's coming after us, they have more role models in social media, and they have more exposure in a good way to resources. And that's what this book is a litany of resources.
Now, is this a book that really everyone could read, regardless of your
orientation,
sexual orientation? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, that's kind of who I wrote the book for. Anyone who wants to be an ally. And, you know, maybe you have a relative or a neighbor or someone whom you think might be gay, but you never ask them. That's in the book too. And again, resources. And it's a quick read. So it's not that you have to, you know, pull out the old encyclopedias, which I know we don't have anymore, but it's easier than Googling something, because I'm going to say, here's what it's like. So yeah, I would say adolescents, parents, you know, your everyday, well, I'm your everyday gay, but that's what it's all about.
And videos on the way too, I understand.
Oh, I'm very excited. Yes, I've done day 4 already this morning on my Facebook page. So I interviewed someone who identifies as bisexual so that I could be a better inclusion ally to that person. And so I'll do 30 videos in June to celebrate Pride Month as well as intersectionality. And so that's bringing together the Black Lives Movement with the LGBT Pride Month.
Well, it's very inspiring. I admire you for doing it because, you know, you never know who might be reading or watching. And when you realize that you're not alone and that everything is okay, it can really change people's lives. So good for you.
The book is on Amazon on what, the 10th?
June 10th. Come, yep, Amazon.com or LisaKennecke.com. I'll help you with that.
Lisa, congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you, my
Happy
friends.
Pride
Thanks
Month.
for having me on.
Great to see
Happy
you.
Pride.
There's more to come before the annual fundraiser Loop the Lake bike ride is looking a little different this year.
It's going to be a virtual loop.
Imagine that.
Like everything else this year. We'll find out how that's going to work and how you can take part while we enjoy this beautiful shot of the lake coming up after Chris's forecast.
Kopke's Greenhouse is open and here for you, even during these difficult times. Shop our expansive facility for veggies, herbs, flowers, houseplants, and much more. Kopke's Greenhouse. Stay healthy, stay green.
These are extraordinary times, and we want to thank the extraordinary people in the healthcare community working to care for all of us. At Novartis, we promise to do our part. As always, we're doing everything we can to help keep Cosentyx accessible and affordable. If you have any questions at all, call us, email us, visit us online. We're here to help support you when you need us. Take care and be well. To learn more, call 1-844-COSENTYX or visit Cosentyx.com.
Let's face it, dark stains and algae buildup can rapidly age a roof. But Mad City Roofing has the solution with our high-performance premium roofing systems. We're Wisconsin's #1 ranked remodeler. Get durable roofing with Scotchguard protection to prevent stains and streaks for long-lasting beauty. Lots of colors and styles available and thousands of satisfied customers.
And then we just wanted something we didn't have to worry about again. And we've seen this at Mad City or that. We thought, wow, that's the way to go.
Plus, ask about durable metal roofing options for a lifetime of maintenance freedom. And now during our Raise the Roof event, 75% off labor. Ask about 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Call during this program and receive a free $100 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Call 608-338-0590. That's 608-338-0590. Call now and ask about Mad City's Do More discount. Good for additional savings on new windows, baths, and showers, even kitchen updates. Mad City is ready to go to work for you. And remember, for roofing that looks great and won't leak, we got you covered. From metal roofing that looks like traditional roofing to our high-performance premium roofing systems. They're impact resistant, stand up to high wind, and backed with the Emerald Pro lifetime warranty. Call Mad City Roofing now to eliminate those roofing problems for good. And now take advantage of our Raise the Roof event. 75% off labor. Ask about 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. And if you call during this program, receive a free $100 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Call 608-338-0590. That's 608-338-0590.
Kopke's Greenhouse is open and here for you, even during these difficult times. Shop our expansive facility for veggies, herbs, flowers, houseplants, and much more. Kopke's Greenhouse. Stay healthy, stay green.
Well, take a look at this. Jay Heitman cannot contain his excitement. He's just in the middle of a weather onslaught. The intensity continues to pick up as day turns into night and powerful winds and hail pound down on him. Moments earlier, he captured this incredible microburst that later overtook him while he was pulled over on the side of the road in Mankato, Minnesota. Once it finally passed, the storm chaser finds golf ball-sized hail all around his car.
I don't know if Chris Reese would recommend this.
Well, I was chasing that storm.
Then you would.
Yeah. I always like to storm chase if I have the opportunity to do so. It's quite a thrilling experience, so yeah. I understand his excitement.
As long as you know what you're doing.
Yes, you have to know what you're doing, and if you do not want hail damage, you want to make sure you do not stay in the middle of that storm. But you know what? We have a chance for storms tonight coming our way. A lot of you noticed a little ring around the sun earlier. We're going to talk about why that forms and what it means and time out those thunderstorms coming up after this.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinen.
First of all, I want to thank Chris Reese for his editorial yesterday. It was our vice president and general manager and editorial board member Tom Keeler who suggested we have Chris deliver his thoughtful and heartfelt social media post as an editorial. It was a great idea. And from the remarkable responses I've received, many of you feel the same way. In addition, we want to acknowledge the extraordinary leadership of Boys and Girls Club of Dane County CEO and President Michael Johnson. Johnson's commitment to this community and its citizens, his vision, and his ability to foster collaboration and partnerships and inspire other leaders, activists, philanthropists, and caring citizens to act is resulting in both response and recovery, peace and change. We're going to have more to say about change in upcoming editorials. But thank you, Michael Johnson, for showing us what leadership looks like.
It is June, and you know what that means. It's time to celebrate the wonderful farm families all across the state of Wisconsin. And today, our travels bring us to Fox Lake, and Katie Schultz is here at Trifecta Farms. Now, tell us a little bit about this great farm, Katie.
So we are situated just north of the lake. You can literally see the lake out in front of us. We are blessed to have incredible neighbors that welcome our farm into their community. We've been here farming on in this location since the early 90s, and so my parents were able to purchase this farm and build the current facilities that we have. In the early 2000s, my brother and my sister and I took it upon ourselves to dive into the adventure ourselves, and so we were able to buy the farm from our parents and continue the tradition and heritage of dairy farming here in Fox Lake.
Katie, how are you guys here at Trifecta Farms making sure that you preserve the animals, the land, the water, everything that is your farm?
Yeah, I think for us, our sibling team, we're passionate about improving what we were already given. So we know that our parents did the best they could with the resources they had, and so we're continuing to learn and to educate and use new technologies to improve our soil health, to improve our crops, to improve our cows. Those things are important to us because it's not that we just want them to be better for us right now. We're looking at our next generation and the generation after that. We want to make sure that we're a sustainable farm, that we can welcome those other generations back here to our farm.
Thank you for all you do, not only during the month of June, but every other single month that we don't celebrate you. We thank you.
Thank you.
From Trifecta Farms in Fox Lake, I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
there's no instruction manual for what we're all going through now. There is Christian and Natalie and all our other associates at Pick and Save, working with one of the country's biggest supply chains for the Kroger family of brands, keeping our promise that our shelves will be continually stocked and that you'll always have access to the things you need. Because together, we've got you covered. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, a lot of you emailed in pictures such as this one as we went through today, talking about the halo that we saw right around the sun. And I want to talk a moment about what causes that. One of the things you'll see is there's this little cloud between the sun and the halo. This is a cirrus cloud. Oddly enough, those clouds, even in the middle of summer, are made out of ice crystals high up in the atmosphere. So what's creating this ring here is the sunlight passing through those ice crystals at a certain angle, and we see the ring around the sun. But I'll tell you what's creating the cloud cover is out ahead of that next chance for showers and thunderstorms. Oftentimes, folklore will tell you that a halo around the sun means there's a rain chance, and nonetheless, we have one of those coming into the forecast later on tonight, and especially if you work your way towards western parts of the state, that is where the chance for those showers and thunderstorms is going to be a little bit stronger. We could see some of those lingering around into early tomorrow morning. Then by Saturday, most of the state should be mainly dry. But here's the thunderstorm outlook for much of the country. This is where the worst of those storms are going to be. So parts of Iowa into Nebraska and South Dakota, that's where the bulk of the action is, but we'll be right on edge of that here in Wisconsin. So that's the reason we're watching that closely. Already some severe thunderstorm warnings popping up through parts of Iowa. We're dry at the moment, but as this front slowly begins to meander its way towards the south and east, that's when I expect us to see a little bit more in the way of shower and thunderstorm activity here. In fact, watch how future track begins to blossom up with the showers and thunderstorms as we move into the afternoon hours. That being, or overnight hours. That being said, enjoy the rest of this afternoon and evening. Blue skies out there, but it's warm. 86 is the current temperature. Janesville at 90 right now. Boscobel at 89. A little bit cooler in the Dells at 82 degrees right now. We'll continue to cool off during the overnight hours. This is 8 o'clock now. Temperatures will be right around the 80-degree mark, but here comes the chance for showers of thunderstorms as we roll on into those overnight time frames. And then we could see some lingering thunderstorms into early Friday morning. Once those clear out, we'll start to see some sunshine into Friday afternoon. Temperatures, they'll begin to top out into the lower 80s, but things get better as we move beyond that. In fact, by the time we get you towards Saturday, check it out. The humidity goes down, temperatures warm up towards 78 degrees, and that's with a blue sky. That lasts into Sunday. We get hot again into Monday. Those temperatures are going to be back into the upper 80s, close to 90 degrees. More humidity comes our way towards the middle of the week, and I'm watching Tuesday and Wednesday closely. There's a tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico right now known as Cristobal, and that moisture could be pulled up north into the upper Midwest by the middle of next week. Also, our pattern does generally look cooler in the long term. Check out all those 70s and sunshine for the end of that forecast.
The weekend looks perfect, though. The weekend looks perfect.
Yeah. I'm ready.
All right, Chris, thank you. The Clean Lake Alliance's annual Loop the Lake is going virtual this year due to COVID-19 concerns.
So how do you turn a bike event into a virtual event? Good question. Adam Soderstrom from the Clean Lakes Alliance is here to tell us how. Hi, Adam. Good to see you.
How's it going, guys? Good to see you.
So how are you doing this year?
Well, you know, what we found is that everybody is at home and clamoring for things to do, basically. And so we thought, usually when we gather everybody at Old Brick Park and we do the nice lake loop around Lake Monona, and it's a way to celebrate the lakes and bring everyone together, we're going to do it just keep everyone apart. And so, you know, we're just encouraging people to sign up. They'll still get the great T-shirt that they get with their registration. Any adult that signs up, kids 10 and under, ride free. We'll send them a free T-shirt. And instead of just riding, they can choose their own course. They can walk, they can bike, they can run, they can rollerblade, kayak, whatever it is. And it's all in support of the lake. So all the you know, the funds we raise from the registrations will just support the lakes, and you'll do this in your own neighborhood.
And do you have to prove that you did it, or
No,
That's the honor system.
Right? Yeah, we need to see that you've actually done the whole loop. No, and in the spirit of the whole thing, Loop the Lake is we always say it's not a race, it's a ride, right? So it's a gentle ride around the lake, and so there's no real time constraint. And so if you sign up and you say you walked from here to the end of the block to support the lakes, hey, that's good enough for us. You supported the lakes. And so, it's just a great way to continue to engage with people. And I think, again, people are just excited. We've seen so many events have been canceled, as we try to flatten the curve and stay safer at home. But, we thought instead of canceling, is there a way we can shift it and still engage with the community that we'd love to engage with?
That's a great idea. And it's a fundraiser as well, right?
Yeah, and so all the money that we raise goes right back to Clean Lakes Alliance, and that we'll use it to fund lake improvement projects, educational programming, and then, of course, citizen monitoring, which is our lake forecast. We have 70 monitors around all 5 lakes. They're checking that water temp and clarity and visibility at least twice a week. And so, the money that we raise funds really important stuff like that, which gets information back to the community.
And how are the lakes right now?
Well, I tell you what, I was down at Lake Wabisa yesterday and at James Madison Park, Lake Mendota, and there was the start of a cyanobacteria bloom. So the lakes, the water seems really clear. However, all the rain we've had recently, and then the fact that, we just heard in weather how hot it is, and the sun, it's kind of forming some of those cyanobacteria blooms. So do check lakeforecast.org if you do plan to use the lakes at all this week. To find out if there is, a closure or a cyanobacteria. Blue-green algae is the sort of the lay term of that.
Seems early this year, but
it does seem a little early. But I mean, gosh, we had 90 degrees a few days ago. That seems early too, right?
Yeah, we've got to take care of our lakes. That's for sure. The Clean Lake Alliance takes care of that. All right. Thanks for being with us today, Adam.
Hi, Adam. Great to see you. Thanks so much.
The virtual Loop the Lakes takes place Monday, June 15th through Sunday, June 21st. It's $35 per rider and free for kids if they're with a registered adult. More information can be found at the Clean Lakes Alliance website. And there's more to come later on. We'll get you pet questions answered live.
That's right. Carrie Donahue is going to join us in just a little while. And then coming up tonight at 5, many people in Wisconsin continue to struggle with unemployment. We'll get an update on the efforts to make sure that people get the money they were promised. Coming up at 5.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With special offers like 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Now get 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Contact your Ford dealer or stop by today.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
$99 prescription sunglasses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Tonight at 5, another nearly 1.9 million Americans file for unemployment this month. We'll talk to DWD Secretary Caleb Frostman on what this means for Wisconsinites ahead at 5.
A few thunderstorms are expected tonight and Friday morning. After that, look for dry weather from Friday afternoon through the weekend with pleasant temperatures. My forecast at 5.
And then coming up at 6, protests continue in Madison to honor George Floyd as family and Minneapolis residents hold the first memorials.
Perfect place to be because there's an issue going on here. So.
Okay, we overwatered the flowers in the commercial break, and now it's overflowing all over the desk. Okay.
Well, we got them watered at least.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Most of us have spent the past few months stuck at home, but others have been traveling the world through social media.
A Facebook group called The View from My Window has inspired members to submit photos from home.
And as Nancy Chen shows us, even as restrictions are being lifted, the page's community is still creating connections.
Amid a global shutdown, these windows to the world were flung open, taking members of the popular Facebook group View from My Window on a journey through photos.
I have a canal just on the left, and this is Amsterdam.
It's the creation of Barbara Durieux, a Belgian graphic designer living in Amsterdam. She started the group back in March, and its popularity skyrocketed to more than 2 million members. She says she's received hundreds of thousands of photos from 160 countries.
By the time we were approving one post, one photo, 10 photos arrived at the same time. It's, oh, wow, 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 wow.
Some of the images are breathtaking, others more mundane. Josh Bancroft Wilson lives on a quiet street in Reading, England.
So I thought, oh, I'll post mine as well because mine's just rubbish in comparison. I thought I'd be funny. And then loads of people started saying like, oh, I'm actually glad that not everyone's got an amazing view.
Retired teacher Carolyn Nolan of Indiana says the group has given her wanderlust.
Oh, it's made a real bucket list for me.
And she looks forward to the photos each day.
I think it's great to be able to see what other people are doing around the world, how things are really going. What a small world we live in, actually.
The public page isn't accepting new submissions or members, but Durieux is still sifting through the backlog and posting new photos.
It's the reality of the world, and the world is made with all of this kind of view.
Bringing these views from all around the world into focus without even leaving home. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Durieux's Kickstarter campaign to ultimately create a book, a website, and a traveling exhibition.
It has raised about $115,000 so far.
What a great idea.
I know, I love it too.
Well, is your pet feeling a bit under the weather? It's time to get your questions and concerns answered.
Carrie Donahue from Full Circle Holistic Veterinary Care is taking your calls next. If you have a question for Carrie, oh, hi, Kitty. The number to call is 270-9933. We'll be right back.
That means it's time to celebrate the wonderful farm families all across the state of Wisconsin. And today, our travels bring us to Fox Lake, and Katie Schultz is here at Trifecta Farms. Now, tell us a little bit about this great farm, Katie.
So we are situated just north of the lake. You can literally see the lake out in front of us. We are blessed to have incredible neighbors that welcome our farm into their community. We've been here farming on in this location since the early 90s. And so my parents were able to purchase this farm and build the current facilities that we have. In the early 2000s, my brother and my sister and I took it upon ourselves to dive into the adventure ourselves. And so we were able to buy the farm from our parents and continue the tradition and heritage of dairy farming here in Fox Lake.
Katie, how are you guys here at Trifecta Farms making sure that you preserve the animals, the land, the water, everything that is your farm?
Yeah, I think for us, our sibling team, we're passionate about improving what we were already given. So we know that our parents did the best they could with the resources they had, and so we're continuing to learn and to educate and use new technologies to improve our soil health, to improve our crops, to improve our cows. Those things are important to us because it's not that we just want them to be better for us right now. We're looking at our next generation and the generation after that. We want to make sure that we're a sustainable farm, that we can welcome those other generations back here into our home.
Thank you for all you do, not only during the month of June, but every other single month that we don't celebrate you. We thank you.
Thank you.
From Trifecta Farms in Fox Lake, I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
Everybody and everything has been impacted by the recent market crash. But what if your retirement portfolio wasn't? It could be possible with the right kind of planning. So if you're worried about your retirement income, discover how Retirement Income Strategies can help. Call today, 608-208-1800. Make sure you know all your options. Call now to schedule your conference call with Retirement Income Strategies. 608-208-1800.
Hi, I'm Brian from McGann Furniture in Baraboo. We know that hardworking people want the most value for their money. When you shop at McGann's, we've already sorted out and selected the brands that we feel offer you the most bang for your buck. From young couples just starting out to people my age, we offer a huge selection at prices that will fit your budget. Plus, most purchases include free delivery and setup. Shop McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo. You'll be glad you did.
All right, I want to take a moment to show you the traffic. We've got some pretty big issues showing up on the Beltline now as some caravans get started. We also have an accident that's been showing up right around where Park Street begins to intersect with the Beltline. So far, some speeds are moving around 53 miles per hour, but you do have some slow speeds that are going to be down around 20 to 21 miles per hour. So keep this in mind if you're headed towards the Beltline at all. We're not seeing any major issues down around campus, but once you get outbound on Fish Hatchery Road over towards Park Street, you really will run into some pretty major delays there. That being said, eastbound from Verona Road to John Nolan, that average speed is about 40 miles per hour right now, and that'll take you roughly 6 minutes. Once you get towards the interstate, no big issues, but right here in the city of Madison, we're going to see some delays for now.
All right, Chris, thank you. A huge mountain lion was found lying around under an SUV in Colorado. The lion was spotted under the vehicle in a garage in Longmount. Wildlife officials responded and captured the big cat using tranquilizers. They later transported it to a remote area and safely released it. Officials say it's not uncommon for mountain lions to enter urban areas, and they say animals will often target livestock or domestic pets. Thankfully, this lion was only in town for a cat nap.
And thankfully, somebody saw it, too. Well, it's time to get your pet questions answered live.
Dr. Carrie Donahue from Full Circle Holistic Clinic joins us now with our friend Pappy.
Hi, Carrie. Oh, she's so cute.
270-9933, the number to call to get your pet questions answered. We were just talking with the Clean Lakes Alliance that the blue-green algae is starting to form in the lakes. That poses a problem for animals, right?
Right, it does. And that is one thing that I would caution pet owners. If your dog is a swimmer and likes to go in the lakes, just be very, very careful. Because if they ingest any of that, the blue-green algae can potentially be toxic and your dog can get really sick. So if you see anything like that happening, get them into the vet right away.
Like what symptoms?
Yeah, and what should you do?
Oh. Yeah, well, usually they'll just kind of show signs like vomiting, maybe some diarrhea, lethargy, inappetence, just kind of some of those signs of really not feeling well. So the best thing to do is just get them into the veterinarian where they can get kind of just supportive care, subcutaneous fluids, which will help kind of flush out any toxins.
Okay. What about allergies? Allergies are so bad right now for people. Are animals struggling too?
Oh, absolutely. Dogs especially, but we see allergies even in indoor cats. You know, people have the windows open and the pollen is going in, and so cats are affected too. But it's a big problem. We see a lot of animals with allergies. The nice thing is there are some really nice medications available now beyond just standard antihistamines that can really help with the itchiness and the redness and the hot spots that might be associated with the allergies.
Yeah. Apoquel is what I used with my dog.
Apoquel, yeah, that's one of them, and Apoquel works wonders, I will say. So it's very, very helpful.
All right, let's go to the phones. We'll start with Thelma in Beloit. Hi, Thelma.
Hello.
Hi, what's your question?
I'd like to know how
to treat a cat that has a ruptured eardrum.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Was it because of an ear infection?
Well, it's been going on quite a while. I have been using an antibiotic in it.
Okay.
And it's better.
Okay. Yeah, and usually when that happens, if it is, most often associated with an ear infection and all the tissues just get so inflamed and the eardrum can rupture, oftentimes it just takes time. And the eardrum should repair, but definitely the biggest thing is just to manage the infection.
All right, let's go to Clarence in Janesville. Hi, Clarence, what's your question?
Yeah, I was just wondering why cats always like to rub their heads on up to your face and stuff like that. And is it okay for that?
Yeah, isn't that interesting? And, cats have something called pheromones, which is just kind of like this natural hormone in their body. And that when they rub their faces up against things, it's kind of a way for them to mark their territory. So you'll see them do it against, objects, but they'll also do it up against people. And it's just a way for them to say, this is mine.
So it's not necessarily affection by any means.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I mean, you can look at it that way.
It seems like this.
The cat's saying, this human is mine.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And there are some reports of cats getting the coronavirus.
Right, I know, and it's so interesting because every day we're getting more information about the coronavirus and how it relates to companion animals and people, and we've gotten a couple of reports of cats testing positive, and I just read that a dog tested positive. But the biggest thing to remember is these are animals that have been living with people that have tested positive for COVID-19. And, the animals started to show upper respiratory signs, and there is a lab that can test for COVID-19 in animals, but there still isn't any evidence that animals can transmit it to humans.
Okay. Let's go to Cindy in Blanchardville. Hi, Cindy. What's your question?
Hi. I have a 20-year-old cat.
Wow.
And she does have end-stage kidney disease, but she's still getting around fine and likes to go for walks, but she's getting more wobbly and is losing muscle mass. I was wondering if I could help her with any vitamins. She is getting special food, that help her out, during this end stage of her life.
Sure.
Right, absolutely. And there is prescription food that's made specifically for animals who do have kidney disease, just to provide specific nutrients to help support the kidneys. But I always think the most important thing, no matter what food you're feeding, is to add in extra fluid, extra water, or extra chicken broth or bone broth on top of the food, just so they're getting more fluid. That's the best thing that you can do to help support the kidneys.
All right, we are out of time. Thanks for everybody for calling in.
Did Poppy fall asleep? Oh, there she is.
Carrie, thanks for your time. We'll see you next month.
Thank you.
Great to see you.
Bye.
Be well. We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Put the finishing touches on your garden at Jung Garden Center. For a limited time, save 25% on colorful potted roses. Find great savings on all your lawn and garden needs at Jung Garden Center. Shop daily 10 to 4 at your local Jung Garden Center.
Let me introduce me.
Cuts, colors, braids, and fades. We stand for style. Cost Cutter Salons.
#1 in color in Wisconsin.
These are extraordinary times, and we want to thank the extraordinary people in the healthcare community working to care for all of us. At Novartis, we promise to do our part. As always, we're doing everything we can to help keep Cosentyx accessible and affordable. If you have any questions at all, call us, email us, visit us online. We're here to help support you when you need us. Take care and be well. To learn more, call 1-844-COSENTYX or visit Cosentyx.com.
Hi, this is John Walsh. How do you get help if you can't leave your house and your family can't be with you? With a Jitterbug cell phone, one touch connects you to highly trained 5-star agents. They'll send you the help you need or get a doctor or nurse on the line. Call as often as you like, day or night. And with the Link app, family members will get an alert right on their smartphones that you've contacted 5-Star.
Now more affordable with 25% off at Best Buy, Amazon, and GreatCall.com. Also at Rite Aid.
Put the finishing touches on your garden at Jung Garden Center. For a limited time, save 25% on colorful potted roses. Find great savings on all your lawn and garden needs at Jung Garden Center. Shop daily 10 to 4 at your local Jung Garden Center.
All right, we're going to be watching a chance for some showers and thunderstorms overnight tonight into your Friday morning. Those should not be a big deal, but by Friday afternoon, we'll see a return of sunshine. Temperatures will be topping out into the low 80s. That weekend, though, will be absolutely beautiful. Low humidity, sunshine, and temperatures in the upper 70s. Then by Monday, the heat is back on. We'll watch showers and thunderstorm chances returning Tuesday and Wednesday.
All right, Chris, thank you. Tomorrow on Live at 4, Lola and Louie have the best animal stories of the week on the News Hounds.
And Michael Bruno goes behind the screens to check out the annual Young Playwrights Festival, which is going virtual this year. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.